Hey, I'm James Bisher. I got an autocross about 2015 after I saw an autocross event during the Hot Rod Power Tour about 2015, and I decided to get out of drag racing and try and build a car for autocross. And the first couple cars, I started getting really competitive and doing some UMI events and some Optima events as well. And about 2 years ago, I came across this car. It was built by a guy named Kurt Biro, and Kurt built the car from what he knew. He was from the circle track world, and this car is a HAL TA2 chassis integrated into a second-gen Camaro. So his idea was to take a race car and make it a street-legal car. So some people take a street-legal car and make it into a race car. This was kind of going backwards. So
is this thing street legal?
It's street legal. It's actually a street legal Z28, titled 71 Z28 Camaro with HAL components. So if you follow the HAL Trans Am series or anything very similar, except it's been linked in for a second gen body style. I'm not sure if it's a 101 wheelbase TA, but this would be the 108, 109 for a second gen Camaro.
How much do you think you drive it on the street?
I drive it on the street to like local cruise-ins events, but no, it's not a daily driver for me.
Okay.
Or anything like that. But
yeah, don't look like you got AC or nothing.
I do have, it has air conditioning, has vintage air set up.
Okay.
Yeah, so it has vintage air set up, and
you got heat at all?
Has heat.
Wow.
Heat, air. It's got a KTEC LS3. It's normally aspirated KTEC LS3, T56 transmission.
Okay.
From RPM Motorsports.
Is it regular gears? Pardon? Is it regular gears by chance or a dog box?
So it's a regular T56 normal gears with a 6-speed. It's a 6-speed manual, and then it has a Winner's quick change.
Oh rear. Wow! Wow, this is a proper race car.
Yeah. 3-link in the back and fuel cell, everything that you can imagine a race car would have. So.
Okay. Have you had to change the gears in the quick change at all this event?
So this event I've not. This event I've not. But in some events where you get to lower tracks and you want to try to avoid like a gear change.
Yep.
You want to kind of stay in second for autocross. You can consider doing that, but most of the time I've got a gear set I'm pretty happy with for autocross.
Really? Okay.
But like if you want to go to like a road course or something, depending on where you're going to top on the RPM, you might want to. So.
Is this by chance the T56 that's got the double overdrive?
It does not have the double.
Okay. All right. Do you typically have to swap out the rear gears between like road driving and when you're at the track, or do you just kind of have a setup that you like that you stick with for the most part?
The setup that's in it really is universal. I've liked that a lot, but I haven't really got into digging into swapping the gears yet.
Okay. Cool. So you're telling me earlier you got a carbon hood. Looks like you want to tell me more about the shocks and the coilovers and what suspension you're running?
Yeah, so a lot of the suspension geometry is from HAL.
Okay.
And the shocks are advanced racing systems of Indianapolis. They do a lot of sprint car, circle track stuff.
Yep.
And they're double adjustable.
Okay.
So, and the HAL geometry further out allows you to run in a softer spring setup. So it gives you some more adjustment. And I'm running a Tilton brake setup and manual brakes with 6-piston calipers. So I'm running the StopTex Trophy brake system.
Okay. And
which is good for road course. Maybe a little overkill for autocross.
Yeah. Well, it never hurts to have too big of brakes. Maybe sometimes. What do you got for a wheel and tire package?
So we're running forge-line wheels. We're running a forge-line wheel setup around the car. 11-inch wide wheels, 315, 3018. Currently running Yokohamas.
Okay. Are those the AO52s?
AO52s. Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you got for a clutch in this thing?
That's like a stock C6 truck, GM clutch.
Oh wow. Okay.
Nice stock feel to the clutch.
I might have missed it, but did you mention how much power it made, or?
So the car makes 500 at the wheels, at the rear wheels, normally aspirated horsepower. So.
Okay.
And the car weighs approximately just under 3,100 pounds.
Okay. And then looks like for interior, you just got like what is that? Aluminum door panels. You got a quick release.
Got some lightweight door panels. You see the vintage air set up. I've got that name. I've got the name dash control.
Yep.
Programming.
Okay.
Turn that on or anything.
Sure. It looks like, there you go. That looks like a circle track steering column or a NASCAR style.
Yep.
This thing's cool. He's got Optima battery back here. He's got the bulkhead.
That's just a Woodward with a collapsible steering column. You have a, it's got windshield washer, and it's got wipers.
Oh wow. You got brake bias adjuster.
Horn, turn signal.
Okay.
Brake lights, everything you need.
All right. And then you were saying the rear deck lid is carbon and fiberglass too?
Yeah.
Okay. And then you were also saying it's got a 3-link in the back?
Yep.
What's this thing got for mufflers? What's this thing got for mufflers?
It's spin tack.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
And it's got an oval, so it's got a stainless oval exhaust system.
Okay, cool. I like oval exhausts. Those are cool. Would you be able to give me a clip of it like starting up in the exhaust?
Yeah, sure.
Sounds nasty. That's cool. And then, do you have like Instagram or YouTube or anything for this thing?
I have a JB's Racing page on Facebook.
Okay.
So if you go to JB's Racing page on Facebook, you can follow me and my racing adventures.
So as you guys saw earlier in the video, when we first pulled into the track, one of the first cars I noticed is this Chevelle behind me, because this guy is actually from you're from Eau Claire, right? So this guy, he's from Eau Claire. He's not necessarily super close to me, but he's from my neck of the woods, and I've raced with this car at Dakota County Tech. So I ran into this car early spring of last year, so I recognized it right away. And there's a few other cars here with him that were also in that boat. So I'm going to give you guys a quick rundown of the car, and he'll talk about it and show you guys what he's done to it.
All right, my name is Justin Null. I'm with Vector Force Industries, my company that I started up about 4 years ago. I got into autocross. I've had this car since I was 3. My dad bought it, and so I did an LS swap in it probably 12 years ago, and then slowly got into autocross. So, so this is a 66 Chevelle Malibu. It is a lemon-wood yellow car, original paint car, and mainly just has drivetrain stuff done to it. It's got UMI suspension, which we're here at UMI Motorsports Park. All their bolt-on stuff, basically the whole catalog. It's a catalog car. It's got Viking coilovers. They're out of Minnesota, and triple adjustable Crusaders on it. Do it for street, for track, whatever. It's a fairly basic build. Bolt-on stuff. For the engine, it has right now it's got a 408 LS in it that I built, and I did a custom turbo kit on it, and it's got an 80mm turbo on the thing, automatic 480 transmission.
Is it an iron block or aluminum block?
It's an LQ9 iron block.
Okay.
It's pretty simple, so it's a rods, pistons, crank motor. It's got stock 317 heads on it, so nothing super crazy. It's got all the Brian Tooley parts that I put on it. As I got into doing this company thing, I kind of cut my teeth on learning how to do this stuff, setting up a car, and people started asking me about different things like, hey, how do you do this, or what part did you use here? And so that's really kind of how my side gig started. And basically I said, hey, well, I can get you the same parts. They work really well. I know how they go together. I can help you with putting things together for your vehicle. So that's how I got into it. So everything on this car that you could likely purchase, I can likely help provide for either Chevelles or alignment settings or different things to set up your car. And so yeah, we can kind of just walk through some of the stuff, but kind of went through the motor.
What color did you say it was?
It's a lemon-wood yellow, so it's a factory color.
Okay.
1 year only. It's kind of worn, so I don't know what it would look like if it was freshly painted, but it's been weathered, but it's kind of part of the gig. So
I really like the color. It's probably one of my favorite parts of the car.
It's very period correct, and it grows on you. At first, if you were a young kid, it probably would be like not the first choice of color, but you know, once you get into it. So
all right, so we went over the motor setup a little bit. Did you build this motor, or did you have someone build it for you?
I built it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I respect that.
Yep. Yeah, I actually bought the motor used from a guy and then went through it myself and just freshened it up, make sure it was good to go, and put it in.
Yep.
So some other things that are kind of unique on it is the brakes. So it's got Cadillac CTSV Gen 2 6-piston brakes on it, 14.6-inch rotors.
Holy crap, that's big.
Under here, so it's got big brakes on it.
Yep.
And then we got some Rocket Racing wheels. So these are we've had a couple sets on this car now, but they've been really good to us, and they work really well for the price. So they're like a wheel where they look good on almost any car, old car, new car. So we really like using those.
And what are you running tire-wise?
This is an 18x10 rim on all four.
Okay.
And then a 275 18 tire on it. So not as big as I could fit on this car without cutting it up, but it seems to work really well. I put a little more work in than people with bigger tires, but I didn't want to cut the frame or go crazy with it. So it's a fairly simple build. So most people could replicate this if they wanted. They could, you know, buy a UMI kit, buy some wheels and tires, buy some brakes, and they can come out and do this stuff. And that's what's really cool. This is kind of the test vehicle that shows that anyone can do it. Okay. Buy a car, get some bolt-on parts, and come on, have fun. That's kind of the whole point of this. So.
And this car is like mostly catered towards autocross. That's like primarily what you do with this car and what it's set up for.
Yeah, so whenever I tell my coworkers or someone I'm racing or doing car stuff and I have a muscle car, they're like, oh, you go to the drag strip? And I'm like, no, I don't. And so we mainly street drive it, we haul our kids in it, and then we do autocross stuff with it. So
yeah, looks like he's still got the back seat in it. And actually, one of my favorite parts about the interior on this thing is you still have the horizontal speedometer on it, which I think is really cool. What's up with this rear wing? Did you make that yourself, or is that a off-the-shelf piece?
Yeah, so I made that. So for our classes that we run, if we run SCCA cam class, they have a spoiler height limit, and so I read the rules, and you need a 10-inch height. So I measured 10-inch and contoured it in and made the spoiler. I did do a fiberglass trunk lid since I didn't want to cut up the original, but I have the original trunk lid and original hood sitting in my shop, all done, and it's all yellow. So if I am done with racing this car, I can put it back to stock. I can peel the stickers and keep the wheels, obviously, but I can put the original stuff on it, and it would look just like a normal car show car, and that's the point. Is it's not too far gone that I can bring it back later on, you know.
Right.
So.
I do like, though, I like the matte black deck lid and the hood. Those are really good looking.
Yeah, I actually, the stock hood at one point, I wrapped it with some matte vinyl for a couple years, and then I wanted to lighten the car up to get a little more serious with this. So what I ended up doing is I contacted Glass Deck, and I did a big group purchase. So I went and I bought like $7,000–8,000 worth of fiberglass parts from them, and I actually went down there, picked them up with an enclosed trailer, shipped them back to people in Minnesota that we did the group purchase with, so we could get cheaper delivery. And so I did a fiberglass hood, trunk lid, and then I have bumpers. I haven't put them on yet, but I had fiberglass bumpers to go with it. It just never got that far. So at some point, maybe, but I probably won't at this point. It's just so.
And what are you running for rear axle setup?
So when I first built it, I had the stock 12-volt, stock 31 spline axles, stock Eaton true track with the clutch type from factory.
41 spline axles?
31.
Okay.
Yeah, just the factory, nothing crazy.
Okay.
I ran that for about 5–6 years, and when I did the brake upgrade, I wanted to get away from like pad knockback that you get with fixed caliper. So I ended up doing a quick performance. They're out of Iowa. They do a lot of 9-inch axles, so I got hooked up with them, and they set me up with a full back braced axle. We did a floater setup, so it has a sealed hub from like a Gen 5 Camaro that bolts on, and so you don't have to do anything out there. And then I did the Cadillac brakes in the back with it. So it's been a bulletproof setup. It works really well, and they're good people to work with on that. So
all right, what are you running muffler wise?
Off the turbo, there's a 4-inch downpipe. I have a 4-inch QTP cutout underneath the door, and then I just have a 4-inch back, and I have a single like a Dynatech with a turn down on it. So
a what muffler?
Dynatech muffler. Okay. With a turn down on it. So
yeah. Mind giving me a quick exhaust clip?
Yeah. And right now it's a open dump, so it's probably like right here. It's probably a good spot for it. But,
okay.
Yeah.
That go together. AFR has a
Yeah, this thing sounds mean. Proper muscle car sound. Alright, so yeah, if you guys need any help setting up cars or anything, or need help with parts, hit up Vector Force Industries. Do you have any other, you got any Instagram or YouTube that you want to plug?
Yeah, I have the general Instagram and Facebook page on it. I do have a website that just has some stuff on it here and there, but I do a lot of work consulting wise, so if someone gets a hold of me, we can kind of talk through their project, what they want to do, what their budget is, and then kind of come up with a good game plan to make sure the parts work for them. So, but yeah, definitely I love helping people with their projects, just something new to do and help solve problems. So they can get out and drive their cars and enjoy them, which is the whole point. So.
Alright, so you guys have seen the cars, you guys have seen me talking to the drivers, you guys have seen kind of what's going on in the course layout, but to give you a quick idea of like what King of the Mountains is, we're at UMI Motorsports Park in Pennsylvania. This is like a invite-only autocross competition. You can apply, but you have to be accepted. You can't just show up. It's like a 120 or 125 driver limit. And they have this banked oval track here with the infield and everything, course set up, and there's 4 classes. There's early, mid, late model, and super late model. They don't separate you by, you know, what mods are done to the car, your power level. It's basically a run what you brung. I'm not sure whether or not they need to be street legal, but you know, there's no power limit, tire, anything. Like you are, this is basically a fully unlimited event, and you're only separated by like the year of vehicle, but there's a good spread of like, you know, race cars and street cars here. There's street cars here that mostly race, but there's $25,000 in cash prizes. It's 15 grand for the winner, and then I think it's like 3 grand to each class winner. So there's two guys here that were previous champions. One of them is Andy Schmetgard from ASM up in Wisconsin. I've raced with him before, but yeah, this is a once a year event. I didn't even find out about this event until autocross week, and then my buddy Cody was coming to this event, and I was like, hey man, can I ride along with you? Like, can I tag along, see what's up, film it, whatnot? So
the last of the stuff I wanted on the truck just in case we need it later. Never know if we freaking break down on the side of the road, need stuff. I think I'm in on the back.
Let me go check. Oh yeah, you're good. You got like 3 feet.
Oh, and then I'm in past the door?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. All right, well, let me roll back a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit. Like, yeah, that should be good.
I think the end plates on the wing will be the closest thing.
Yeah, oh, you're good.
Okay, all right.